to speak up for what I need. Like, it didn't always feel like I could do that, but witnessing you being so boundaried made me understand why you can live this life and be so successful at it.
You cannot pour if you're running from empty. You can't lie to yourself. I think that's the biggest thing, that a lot of us lie to ourselves. I could love you to the max. I could want to be there for you. But if the calendar says no, it says no.
How has your relationship to chaos developed from childhood to adulthood?
Growing up, before I met my mom, which is so funny, I met her at the airport, but I met her when I was 7. Before that, I was going from home to home. So I think that is chaotic. No? If you are like 7 years old, but you've lived in about 5 or 6 places, you know? So maybe I don't know stability.
Being a busy person, trying to date.
Don't get me wrong, my DMs are on and popping. Is it kind for me to actually respond and entertain it? Because these days, from what I've heard in the streets, people are messing people's things up. People are really distracting them. Obviously, I got an honorary doctorate degree.
Come on.
Last year. I'm living this big, bold, beautiful life. And if you're coming into it, it really needs to feel like an addition. The moment now I feel stressed out, you're getting ghosted, replies to texts. I don't have time for that.
You really love your life.
I really do.
You really love your work.
Really do. You're just sailing through and life is happening to you, not by you. That's when my heart is broken to the max. So yeah, sacrifice is worth it if you know your why.
Hey there guys, and welcome back to Finding Your Casual Magic. On this series, we try to focus on how to find beauty in the little things every day, rather than waiting for the 1% of days that are extraordinary, like the wedding, the birthday, the job promotion. How can we learn to appreciate the 99% of days in our lives are just ordinary? Today, we are talking about finding your casual magic through thriving in chaos. For many of us, life gets really chaotic. Whether we're trying to keep up with a demanding university degree, a non-stop job, endless social commitments, or personal goals, life sometimes feels far from the calming balance that we often talk about on this podcast. But what if to live a meaningful life is to live a chaotic one? What if we could embrace the chaos instead of bracing ourselves for it? What if we could unlock a life of chaotic good? And today I'm actually interviewing one of my best friends, so this feels like a particularly special episode. I've known Vee, oh my god, since 2018, 2017, and since I first knew her when she only had less than 1,000 followers on Instagram, she is now an absolute girls' education powerhouse. She has won every award under the sun for her incredible work with her education nonprofit empowered by Vee. She's won the Princess Diana Award, she's won the Malcolm X Award, and it is such a testament to how she's inspiring a next generation of young leaders. She's a UN young leader, she runs her incredible YouTube platforms, and she is also currently studying for her PhD, which she's coming to the end of, which is incredible. But as her friend, I've always been interested in the behind the scenes of all these incredible achievements. You know, what does it take personally in order to live this life? What kind of sacrifices are necessary? And I feel really lucky because of my relationship with Vee that we can have this special window into the amazing chaos that she lives. And so without further ado, I would love to invite my dear friend, Dr. Vee Kativhu.
Not me cheering for myself. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Here.
And it feels like a magical jade land, and I'm so excited.
Vee, before we jump in, we have 2 rituals to start every podcast episode. The first ritual is that we're going to listen to a voice note that one of our listeners has sent in with a moment of casual magic from their week.
I like that.
And this one is from Hannah. It's loading.
Greetings from Hamburg. My casual magic of the week was very sweet. So I was at the swimming pool and I was actually not feeling good. I was very, very overwhelmed, very negative towards myself, and felt kind of I don't know, isolated. I just overall off swam like a few rows, but I actually realized I was feeling kind of tired. So I just went out of the water and sat down. And then I was just looking outside of the window, and then out of the sudden there was some birds coming to the tree that was in the center of my sight. And there were some little birds in the branches of the tree, and more coming from all sides, and they were all just flying up, and just they looked so cheerful to see each other and meet. It looked like a huge family or friend reunion. I don't know, I thought that's so heartwarming, and I just reminded me of all the friends I have that are all so far away sometimes, but also here, and how lovely it is to be loved.
Oh,
That's so sweet.
that was so sweet. Thank you, Hannah.
Yeah, that was nice. I love birds.
And the second ritual that we like to start every episode with is a 60-second meditation.
Oh, I need that.
Yeah.
Give that
I
to
think
me.
this is especially relevant given the theme of today's episode. Maybe some of you are here because you have lived a chaotic day and you need a second to ground into the episode. Vee has lived a chaotic day.
Yes, I have. I really, really need this actually. And I think it's very relevant to what we'll be talking about. So I'm glad we're starting with something that I genuinely need in this very moment. So I'm ready for it. Give it to me.
Okay, amazing. So wherever you are, take a moment to just become present. So maybe if you guys listening are commuting, you could just become aware of what's around you. But if you can, maybe sit down, lie down for a second, and gently close your eyes. Start to become aware of your breathing. Can you feel your chest rising at the inhale and falling at the exhale? Can you notice the residue of any chaos or events of your day in your body? What do they feel like? Maybe you notice some tension somewhere in your body. Maybe you notice that your breath is shorter. Maybe you can invite it to deepen slowly. And as you're breathing, can you notice the sounds around you? What can you hear in space? We're going to take one final big deep breath in through the nose. So when you're ready, a deep breath in for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold at the top for 1, 2, and a big exhale out through the mouth. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When you're ready, you can open your eyes.
You're just so good at that. I feel like I went somewhere else. Oh, that's so
How do you
good.
feel now?
I feel grounded. I feel like, okay, it's fine.
Good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course. Yeah, I think it's really relevant to the themes of today because chaos is inevitable. Even if you're loving your life, there's always going to be these moments where we need to learn to reground.
Yeah.
And I would love to start by discussing more about your life now.
Yes.
So many of us who are familiar with your work, we're used to scrolling through your social media, right?
Yeah.
And I think sometimes social media can be like, we can see more of the highlights, we can see the best parts. But I think what's so evident in the way that you post is that you really love your life.
I really do.
You really love your
really
work.
do, yeah.
And I think that's really rare.
Yeah.
And I'd love to hear if when you were a child, is this the life that you envisioned for yourself?
Oh, goodness. Absolutely not. Like, I always knew I wanted to live a big and bold and beautiful life. That was always something front of mind, something full of color, excitement, on the go. I never aspired to have stability in that traditional sense. I never said, oh goodness, I can't wait to have my office and go there every single day and see the same people. That was never my dream. My dream was to meet different people, different cultures, be able to be involved in so many different things and contribute to something bigger than myself. So it's just very go, go, go. But one thing that is consistent is I love a bedtime and a wake up routine, because I can't really control the in-between.
Yeah.
I'm in different countries and cities every week, so there is no consistency in that. But there is consistency in, I like to get my 7 or 8 hours if I'm really lucky. I like to start the day with a coffee and a walk. That is a non-negotiable for me.
You are the queen of
Yes.
10,000 steps a day.
15.
Do
15, okay.
you have Strava?
I have
How do you
Runner,
okay,
and then
yeah.
I just have like the watch on, and I just count from the steps app on your phone.
Yeah.
Any form of outside morning cardio by 7 a.m. latest, that's my non-negotiable. I must be in bed at least 10, 11 latest, up and about outside by 7. The rest, whether it's New York, Paris, Milan, Uzbekistan, England, wherever, that's fine.
Yeah.
But at least my grounding rituals are there.
Okay, I love that we're having this conversation because I feel like you have a lot of chaos in your life, but it is chosen chaos
100%.
and it is organized chaos.
100%.
And I think we're very different in this regard, because when I think of chaos, I get nervous. I'm thinking I want to avoid chaos. To me, it's something to plan for, plan against. Like, to me, chaos is almost, I haven't planned well enough. I need to Google calendar my life more. I need to put more breaks in. I need to say no to things. Like, chaos for me is overwhelming and something to like brace against.
I see now. See, when I think of, like, a lot of my vlogs start with, it's chaotic day in the life. I don't see it as a bad thing necessarily. I just see it as there's no stability, which I understand stability is what people aspire for. But for me, something about that feels boring.
Yeah.
I think I thrive in doing the essay on the aeroplane.
Yeah.
You know, for me, that's just, I enjoy it, but I also don't take it too far. So I have got good boundaries within the chaos. It's very organized chaos. You know, I do love a planning session. I do love trying to be on time. That's like my preference, but it's still chaotic because, for example, today, coming up to see you, is it chaotic to get here? Yes, but it's still an enjoyable chaos. You know what I mean? If I had been on time, guys, I was a little bit late, a lot bit late, but let's pretend that I got here on time. To me, someone at home could think the idea of waking up, doing their work on the train and going this far is still chaotic. But to me, I think that's a joy. You know what I mean? But I
it's like
don't mind
new place, like new conversation. New
the
team.
idea of, oh my goodness, in a month, you have 4 countries that you're going to. You still have an essay due, but you also have an event you're planning, but you also need to see your friends. I'm like, okay, now let's organize it and make sense of it. But I wouldn't shy away. Whereas my sister, complete opposite of me. We were doing some projects together last year and I asked her to like take a year off work and to come along with me. And if at the end she liked it, we would keep doing it. She refused. She was like, you were in Boston last week. Now we're packing a bag for LA. She said, no, I can't live like this. Whereas I was like, this is a no-brainer. So yeah, I do think I view chaos in a good light. If you make sure you're still eating well, you're sleeping well, you still have
the
your
bare
rituals.
minimums.
Yes, I think the time that I don't like chaos is when I feel as though I'm not pouring into me or looking after myself. That's when I'm like, let's pump the brakes now. Let's pump the brakes, because the moment you're eating on the go, you can only sleep for 5 hours. You can no longer go to do your gym or your yoga or your walk because you have to fit everything else in. That for me is a red flag. But if all else is done, anything from 9 until 8 p.m., let's have it. Let it be. Let's be rushing up and down. But let me have my quiet time.
How has your relationship to chaos developed from childhood to adulthood? Have you always enjoyed chaos? Have you always wanted more go, go, go in your life? What did chaos mean to you, maybe in childhood or teenagehood?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I've never been asked that. But when I think about it now as you were saying it, maybe I've always had that chaotic or disorganized. I'm using those interchangeably. But like growing up, before I met my mom, which is so funny, I met her at the airport, but I met her when I was 7. Before that, I was going from home to home. So I think that is chaotic. No, if you are like 7 years old, but you've lived in about 5 or 6 places, you know, so maybe I don't know stability. Maybe that's why. So now I'm like in control of the chaos.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing. I'm literally piecing this together now. My therapist would be so proud. But like I'm thinking, okay, like maybe that's where it comes from. But knowing that I chose this. I said yes to being in that country. I chose to work on the aeroplane. Something about that makes me feel like, okay, I'm in control. It's fine.
Oh my God, you literally read my mind, because my next question is about control.
Yeah, ask.
Because I think part of the reason I don't like chaos is because I like to feel in control. And something about chaos feels like the antithesis of being in control of my life. And so I'm intrigued what you think the link between control and chaos is. Like, do you feel in control of your life?
Yes, so long as I'm doing it. If someone was in control of my schedule and they were telling me, be here at this time, and then when I get there, nothing makes sense, everything is this, I would be stressed. But if I am the one who walks into a cluttered room, but the mess makes sense, I think that's the best way I can put it.
Yeah.
It's like me going to do laundry, and yes, I didn't do it the way it was supposed to be done. Like you put this color in first, that color in next. However, I understand that pile is from last week. That one is to be ironed. Someone else walks in, they're like, this is just a bunch of clothes everywhere. But for me, I understand the piles.
Yeah,
it looks messy, but it makes sense for me.
That's a good
I can
metaphor.
thrive in that. You know what I mean? I don't need it to be neat piles, ironed, neatly folded. That actually doesn't sit well with me. I'm like, oh, this was a bit clinical. I like the idea of going with the flow. It's organized, but I'm in control. I'm so lucky to be 27 years old and decide how my life looks, decide what projects I work on. I think the autonomy within the chaos makes me happy.
Yeah, and also just to make that link to your childhood again, I guess as a child, like you didn't get to choose, right? You're like taken between homes. And so in a way, it's so liberating that as an adult, you choose the chaos.
That's how I feel. I'm like, okay, now I get to choose what home I live in. I get to choose when I leave there or what country I'm in. I have a mom who's very flexible. She's like, wherever you go, I follow you. You need like, you want to aim high? Great. If you fall, I'll catch you. If you go this way, let me know when I can visit. Like
we love Loveable.
Yes. She's never tried to tell me what to do. So I think that allows me to operate with such freedom, and that bringing it back to my work is what I hope and aspire for the young girls that I work with to have. Whereas when I meet so many of them, they don't have control of what they do. They don't get to decide whether they're going to school or not. It's based on what's happening in the economy in their country. What do their families need at that time? If they need them to help out on the farm, if they need them to get married at 12 years old or have children at 14, they have no autonomy for that. And I think that, to me, is one of the worst things that can be done to someone, to remove their choice, to remove how they live and exist. So I really thrive in this space and area because at the end of the day, no matter what happens, I can look in the mirror and say, I chose this. So even if I'm like, oh, I'm so stressed, it's like, oh, this is self-induced. So I can deal with that. Now, let something go wrong and someone else had made that happen. I might resent them forever. So I do like being in my chaos, but as long as it's on my terms.
Oof. So to kind of summarize, how would you define good chaos?
I think good chaos is where you have flexibility, you know how to pivot, you're kind of seeing how it goes day to day, but you have an idea of what the ultimate end looks like. It's not that you're waking up and you're just letting the day, you're just passive in your life and you just don't know what's happening, what's coming. Someone else is just in control of your things. No, I think that's bad chaos. But chaos where, like today, like, yes, did I enjoy arriving here late? No. However, once I was talking to Jaden, we're like, okay, so what are our options? That for me, it's fine. Like we can look at the options, we can adjust the things. I'm doing other work on the train, I'm figuring it out. But if I felt as though, oh my goodness, there's nothing I can do about any of this, like we cannot adjust anything, I would have been really, really stressed. So for me, I think good chaos is where a few things are stable, like the core things, you have your non-negotiables. Then the middle part, hey, we're figuring this out, you know? But don't let it be something that's disruptive to you, burns you out, It's causing you constant anxiety. You wake up every day dreading your day.
Mm-hmm.
You hate what you do. And you just feel like you're living in a constant state of stress. I think for me, maybe I differentiate between chaos and stress. I don't want to be stressed.
Yeah.
Things can be chaotic. Oh, we're going to move from 5 hotels during this trip. Oh, great, whatever. Stressed and worrying. That's, to me, a very different kettle of fish. And I don't like that.
Yeah. I think when you were talking about good chaos, something that came to my mind was, in theatre, backstage of a musical, a lot of people would look at that and think that is chaos, right? You have people changing their outfits. You have like 5 people working on one person. They're touching up the makeup, but it's managed chaos. It's organized chaos. It's chosen chaos. And a lot of people love the adrenaline of that job. They love how the electricity of being like a small part of this managed chaos. And I guess also they're choosing to be there, which is important.
I think that what you just described there is exactly what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
That I've basically decided between, do I want to be in accounting, go into my cubicle, I know I've got my cup of tea, I know what the rhythm and flow is, how many people I speak to a day, and I feel at peace and calm. Or do I want to be behind in the theatre, changing the costume? We're about to get on the stage in 5 minutes. 5, 4, 3. That, for me, has the same feeling as being in the cubicle.
Yeah.
How someone feels when they're like, okay, I'm in my job, I'm in my stability. That's how I feel there.
Yeah.
Versus being like, I'm supposed to be in the cubicle, but someone's coming and shaking and banging and playing music and I'm not getting what I signed up for. That's now stressful.
Yes.
So I like the fact that I know what I'm walking into in my life. Very much feels like the backstage of theatre. And I like it.
My question was going to be, so certain people feel drawn to be the backstage of the theatre. And for them, it's chaotic, but it's not stressful. But for other people, it would be stressful.
Yeah.
Do you think that is almost an inherent thing about you, where certain chaos is just stressful to some people?
Yeah.
Yeah?
100%.
So you don't think it can be like learned almost for chaos to feel like something that you can just embrace?
Well, I don't know. This is a really good question. The honest answer is I don't know. I truly don't know. However, the only closest reference point I have is me and my sister. Same household, same parents, same everything, if you can imagine.
Yeah.
Now, for us, me traveling, going day to day, go, love it. Let's do it. My sister, why would you choose this for yourself? Surely we can pace this out more. Surely we can slow this down. Still the same result. Why must you have it go?
Yeah.
But I tried to teach her that, but she was doing it. But for her, it was
too much.
Her heart was racing like, oh my goodness, another airport in another week. Whereas I'm like, great, we'll see what happens when we get there.
Yeah.
So I think maybe, I don't know if it's something you can learn. Maybe you can adjust and teach yourself slowly and like, what is it, like exposure therapy or something?
I think that there's definitely probably part of that.
Yeah, like maybe there's something where,
relaxing.
like maybe just slowly, like try go city to city, then country to country.
Yeah.
But what we're doing, like, I don't know about you when people ask you, oh, what do you do?
Yeah.
But what we're doing is so, you really are creating your own version of what 100%. This role and job is that I don't know if someone else would enjoy it because I've really curated it to match me. And I don't want to wake up in the same country every week. I don't.
Do you have periods of your life where you have lived a less chaotic existence, right? So maybe you've had your stability. Yeah. I'm thinking about when you were working for a charity in London.
Oh, yeah.
And you kind of did the office thing. Like, how did it feel to try and live what a lot of people might think of as a calm life or a still life? Like, did you feel like you had to invite in more chaos because you're just craving like adrenaline almost?
That's a really good question. That was a point when I had some form of stability.
Maybe you can explain really it for people.
But I would say the time for me where I had that was in the past 8 months in California.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So in California, from January up until September, perhaps, I was living stable. I'd wake up in the same place, basically, go into class. I had summer school. I couldn't leave. I had to physically be on campus every single Saturday and Friday. I had routine. And I was bored out of my mind.
Wow.
Bored. Did I manage to get my health in order? Yes, because now I had time to address certain things, certain habits I'd picked up from this chaotic lifestyle of eating on the go and all of that stuff. So I finally got into the kitchen. I learned how to cook certain meals. I fell in love with my air fryer. I just want to
Come
pause.
on, domestic goddess.
I want to pause here and say I am the biggest advocate for air fryers. Like, I can talk to people about this for hours on end, but all I will say is, if you ever have a pack of nachos that you had the night before from a restaurant, you really enjoyed them, don't throw them away. Whack them in the air fryer. Magic will happen. It will re-crunch your nachos. I'm just saying, I love an air fryer, okay? So much. And I learned how to really use it during the stability era.
No, do you know what actually blows my mind? If you get a sweet potato, chop it up, you put it in the air fryer, 10 minutes, you have sweet potato fries.
This is what I'm talking about. And it's true.
But
I
it is
only
life-changing.
like sweet potato fries from the air fryer. I learned how to do like fried chicken air fryer. I learned how to bake air fryer. Did you know you could bake in an air fryer?
Cake?
Yes.
What?
Yes. I was cooking
Is this
up.
an ad?
You know what? It feels like I should be an
Should
ambassador
be.
or something, because I honestly, this is what I believe, right? If you want to learn something like cooking or whatever your skill that you want, find a way to do it that's convenient for you. So for me, I thought, because of the lifestyle I live, because I'm always on the go, because it never stops, I can't cook. And that was my rhetoric for the past few years. Guys, I have to always eat out. Guys, there's nothing I can do. I don't have time.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to cook. That 8 months in California really showed me different. Like, you can meal prep, you can, things that feel very basic to someone at home listening right now, thinking, Vee, of course, everyone on a Sunday, we meal prep, do it in bulk, take it to work. Because I was so on the go, doing all these other things, I missed out on a few basic things. And I think you asked it earlier, like, maybe, I don't know if you did actually, but some of the sacrifices of this chaotic, big, bold, fast life is you miss out on family occasions. Like, my nephews are growing up and now they're like, they're like, who is it? It's like, it's me, it's your auntie. I changed your diaper when you were born. Like, it's me. But now, because I'm always away, I have to get to know them again. Then things like cooking. It's life skill. This is a life skill that's so good for your health. Cooking at home. I just learned it in the past 8 months. But all that to say, I was bored out of my mind in this stable, you wake up in the same place and, you get to know your neighbors and all this stuff. But I've gained skills that I wouldn't have gained before if I kept going. Yeah. Because when you're on the go, you're eating at whatever restaurant, airplanes, hotel rooms. Like, there is no time for...
Let's talk these sacrifices.
Yeah.
What is bad chaos?
Okay, so bad chaos, or at least the consequences of some chaos, is that no one knows how to find you, where to find you. I had to take Jade and put her on my Find Your Friends on Apple because I just wouldn't know when I'd see her again. Yeah. So
like,
now,
I will literally go on Vee's Find Mine and I'm like expecting her to be in the UK. So I'll be zooming into London like, oh, well, let's see where Vee is. And I'm like, she's not there. So I'm like zooming out and I'm like, she's in Uzbekistan. Like, why? You're literally here, there and everywhere.
I'm here, then everywhere. Like,
But for family, it's hard to keep up,
right?
right?
It's so tough. And it's easier for adults like my sister, like Jade. It's like, we get it, 6 more months, no Vee. But the children, for them, you were not at my birthday. You were not at my birthday. It doesn't matter whether you were in Burundi, Uzbekistan, whether you were the UN on a mission. It doesn't matter what you were doing. You missed my Spider-Man themed birthday. And that really hurts because my biggest pride and joy has been an auntie. And I'm like, well, you can't be an absent auntie, And there's only so many years they'll forgive you. Yeah, so I think those are the little personal sacrifices that I see. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if in 10 years will be able to say it was worth doing that. But at the same time, I love what I do. And this is my life's work. It runs through the fiber of my being. So it's a constant battle of like, what's worth it, what's not. And then, you have moments where, for example, I don't want to be the one to say it, but obviously I got an honorary doctorate degree.
Come on.
Last year, the youngest recipient, right? I have a duty to go and do honorary doctorate things at the university. They made me a doctor of the university. I had to go and be present at the university, which is 4 hours away from home. So little things like that, explaining that to your nephews and nieces, it doesn't land well for a 2 or 3 year old. And I think that's what hurts me. I'm like, But then at the same time, I'm going to a university where I'm the youngest recipient of this incredible, it's a balance you have to strike.
Yes.
And I don't know if I always strike it, but I am very good at my boundaries. If I start to feel like this plate is getting too full, I will say no. I have to say no.
You are really good at saying no.
Thank you.
And I've witnessed this even in Cambodia. So we were lucky enough to be ambassadors of the incredible charity UWS, United World Schools, shout out. And we were traveling in rural Cambodia to different schools. And I remember you were quite tired one day. We were at the school and we were going to give some talks and stuff. And then you said, you know what, guys, I need to go take a nap. In order to give this talk well, I need to get in that hammock and I need to sleep there for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And that will allow me to do my job. And I was in awe of that because I think sometimes when I'm being hired to do these jobs, but they're full on, right? It's like a whole week where nonstop, it's pure chaos, right? You're going around to all these different locations. To speak up for what I need, like it didn't always feel like I could do that. But witnessing you being so boundaried made me understand why you can live this life and be so successful at it.
100%. Like, I think on the point of sacrifices, you will have to make some sacrifices, but then there are some things that are absolute non-negotiables.
Yeah.
And for me, my nap time, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you because I always say to all of the young people that follow me and watch me, you cannot pour if you're running from empty.
Yes.
I have nothing to give you if I'm sleepy, I'm tired, and I'm groggy. And I mean, we just had this experience where I could love you to the max. I could want to be there for you. But if the calendar says no, it says no. Because I really time block to the point of, okay, if I'm trying to get 8 hours of sleep, you can't lie to yourself. I think that's the biggest thing, that a lot of us lie to ourselves. Oh, I can do it all. I can do this and this and that and that. But actually, when you just add up the hours, that how long it takes to do A, B, C, D, your calendar will say no. Sometimes people, if you find it hard to set boundaries for yourself and for people around you, just let logistics do it. Just let the numerical numbers of, I physically cannot sleep 8 hours, wake up in the morning and do my 3 hours of exercising, journaling, meditating, and also come and give you 10 hours of my time. It's impossible. Like, it's physically impossible. So you need to have to learn how to say no from a place of expertise and knowledge. You're the only person who knows yourself. If I get on that stage and haven't slept, I haven't eaten, you're going to get the worst version of me. And even with friends, like I was just saying this, me and Jade were talking and I was like, I want to be here last week. But I looked and I said, the up and down I'm going to do, by the time I get to you, can I physically get to you? Yes. But will I be a shell of myself? Yes. And I don't know what's better. So actually, let's try our best to move it to somewhere else.
And this lives on the internet forever.
Yes. No, but it's true, right? Like, you cannot, if I'd shown up that last week and I was like, okay, fine. Like, I just want to make my friends smile, because actually saying no is hard, because you don't want to say no because you just feel, oh, I want to be mean. You want to show up for your friend. You want to be there. You actually have FOMO. You don't want to miss out on that thing, but your body will be exhausted, or maybe your mind is elsewhere, or whatever it is for you. It could be finances, whatever. You have to say no. And saying no is actually one of the most powerful and beautiful things that you can learn to do, or learning the power of pause. Saying, actually, give me a sec. Let me go check and consult your calendar. Just literally consult your calendar and you'll realize, I don't even know why I'm contemplating this. I cannot physically do this. You know what I mean?
Your calendar and your air fryer.
Me, my Google Calendar specifically, shout
Match
out.
made in heaven.
And my air fryer. No, but it's so true. And especially in a season where I am doing a PhD. I'm in a PhD degree. This is something I said yes to years ago, which meant I said no to a lot. So yeah, I did miss out on the Spider-Man themed birthday party. Did I send my love? Did I send the cake? Did I do everything else I could to show up without physically being there? Yes, I'll never ever not do what I can. However, I'm going to explain that in 10 years and say, actually, unfortunately, when I said yes to the degree, you weren't even conceived of. You were not even in the equation. So now that you're here, unfortunately, I had to finish this thing I committed to.
It's already been a no.
Yeah. So when you say yes to something, you're saying no to a lot of other things. So consider your yeses. Treat them like gold and don't spread yourself too thin. And this is something I remind myself of. It's not something I'm like, oh, I got this. It's a work in progress. But just remember, when you say yes to this big thing, break it down to the smallest possible. What does that mean in day-to-day reality? And are you okay to look that nephew in the eye and say, I miss the Spider-Man themed birthday party? Sorry, Cairo. I'm his godmom too.
Oh.
I missed it. I wasn't there.
I can see how it weighs
I
on
know,
you. I know.
but it's
But
fine.
Cairo can see how much you care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But do you know what? I can come back home and say, but look where I was, Cairo. Look what I did, Cairo.
Yeah.
So when you say no and you mean it, you should be able to stand in it and back it. Don't say no and now you're apologizing left, right, and center. Like, say no, stand firm. That's your boundary. Even if it's because you need to rest. That's a good enough excuse, by the way. I think so many of us just think, oh, because technically I'm free.
Yeah.
Just because you're free doesn't mean you're free.
That is so true.
Is
That's
it,
so
you
true.
know?
Yeah. And
So-
you learn that too late.
Yeah, so please, all that to say, yes, I live a chaotic life. Yes, I'm always on the go, but it's scheduled and organized chaos. Because for me, aeroplanes are actually where I get the best sleep these days. It's where I do my best work because no one can reach me. So people might think, oh my God, another airplane. Actually, I really needed that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's your private you time.
Yes.
A lot of areas of our personal life require a lot of time and energy from us. Like you've already discussed how being an auntie requires a lot of time, energy, presence. And I'm intrigued if there are other areas of your life that have also kind of been sacrificed or been enhanced by this chaos. And if you're willing to talk about it, I would love to hear your reflections on being a busy person, trying to date, trying to have a love life. Is that something that you consciously have said no to in the PhD period, for example?
Yeah.
Or is that something you do invite into your life? Because I think love and romance can also be inherently chaotic. Like feelings are chaotic and it's hard to stick to the calendar when your feelings are all over the place.
That's a really good question. And it's difficult because I don't feel as though I've sacrificed my love life for my PhD, but I can see how many people assume because of the PhD that like I won't even ask Vee out on a date because she's doing this big thing.
Interesting.
And then only in July of this year, I said, well, I don't actually want to properly date until I finish the degree because I kept thinking about this auntie role that I had, and I have many. I'm Zimbabwean, okay? So any cousin of yours is your sister, and any child of theirs, I'm their auntie. But if that makes sense on a family tree, I don't care. That's how we roll, okay? So I am an auntie to about 10 or 12 people, and I am a hands-on auntie. So when I realized that, oh, there are some birthday parties that I'm missing, and there's some things I can't be present at, I then thought if I did bring a person into my life as my partner, how much of their life can I be present for? And is it fair to them? Now, don't get me wrong. My DMs are on and popping, okay? Let me tell you that for free. There's not a shortage of people in those DMs. But the question is it kind for me to actually respond and entertain it? Because I'm aware that if you have something big going on in your life, a graduation or whatever, something that I should really be there for, I'm not sure I can be. And I'm not sure I'm willing to bend my boundary about this PhD for it. My PhD genuinely in my life at this moment in time comes first. And nothing else can get in until I finish and walk that stage. It's apologies to everybody. So I don't think it's fair for me to bring someone in. Do I see that as a sacrifice? I don't know. Because these days, from what I've heard in the streets, people are messing people's things up. People are really distracting them. People aren't bringing so much to the equation that feels like, actually, this is a healthy thing that's going to be beneficial to both parties.
Did you see the viral Vogue article that's
Yes.
like, it's embarrassing to have a boyfriend
And
now?
I think it is, to be honest. I do think it is, because back in the day, 50, 60 years ago, there was this notion, someone just made a tweet about it, that we needed, for example, we needed men to be able to get mortgages, to be like to do legal things. We actually physically needed to be partnered up. Now it was Grace Beverly. She was talking about how we needed men co-signed on our papers to even get a mortgage, to get a bank card, to get all of these things. Now fast forward 50, 60 years later, we don't need them legally, but the sentiment's still there in society of if you're partnered up, it says something about you, that you're worthy of something, that you're someone who can be kept, that it says a lot without saying a lot. And for me, I just don't buy into it. I just think I'm living this big, bold, beautiful life. And if you're coming into it, it really needs to feel like an addition.
Yeah.
It needs to feel like
yeah.
there's more joy, there's more peace, there's more. The moment now I feel stressed out, you're getting ghosted, replies to text. I don't have time for that. And I think also being in the space that I'm in, I'm not always sure of someone's intention. Some people like the idea of me. I've had many guys that came into my life and they want to marry me. I've had many marriage proposals, if I'm honest with you. But no one thinking about the dating phase or the getting to know you phase or the let's go out for dinners, and they skip straight to you would be a good candidate of someone to marry and have children with. Because on paper, this is something great to take to your mom. It's so impressive. Oh, look at her. But have you chosen to get to know me when I'm happy, sad, anxious, scared? And there's a gap. So at this moment in time, I honestly don't see, I don't see the joy, benefit, or what's going to be nice about it at this time. But when I finish my degree, let's do it. Back-to-back dates, I don't care. I'm happy to participate, but at least I'm not sacrificing something that means so much to me.
Yeah.
And I'm not willing to risk it at this stage, knowing how audacious some people out there, some men, can be. Love them, but I'm just saying.
Do we love all? How unromantic can you be? Marry me.
You know, that's the thing. There is, history does show me from my past that they come in full force. It's very much, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so lucky to be on this date with you. Now I just want to skip to marrying you. And that's problematic for me. At first 100%. I found it flattering, but now I read between the lines of what you're seeing, funnily enough, is stability. I'm going to have access to all of these different things. I get to show you off to my friends and family. But the actual, hey, let's stay up at 3 a.m. while you do that essay for school, that's not there. And that I think is missing. So for me to be enticed into participating in dating and all these things, it has to really make sense. And I don't want to feel embarrassed about having a partner. Yeah. Because they will embarrass you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I literally met with a friend the other day. She just broke up with her partner because of his political beliefs. And she said that another 2 of her female friends just broke up with their boyfriends because of their political beliefs. And I also found it so interesting that kind of like Gen Z women and men are being raised into different spheres of the world and different ideologies and belief systems. Yeah. And such that it can be embarrassing to have a partner who just so violently disagrees with your values. Yeah. And it doesn't matter if you just have chemistry or if it sounds good on paper.
It's not enough
they've
anymore.
got it. You've got to like enhance each other. You've got to grow together.
It's not enough anymore. And I think that's the thing that I, on a personal level, what I've experienced is that for the guys that want to date me, they often just want to bring themselves, like, just be happy that I'm here. Just be happy that I'm a guy and I'm choosing you. And there's this status elevation of being a girlfriend. But for me, I'm like, I need to know what you care about. I need to know what you're going to say if our child comes out to both of us. And I've had guys that I've dated and they're like, not going to be okay. I'm like, well, then that must be nice. Getting to know, yeah, I'm out of here. Because for me, there are some things that I think at this stage of being 27, I'm just not in the mood to teach. And I think the stakes just feel higher. So for me to truly take part, it has to be something so good. Whereas I think when I was younger, I'd be like, oh, well, you can learn. You can, no. And you need to feel safe. I am a Black woman living in this world that's not really made for me. I don't want to go home and have to teach someone about how it made me feel when you didn't stand up for me outside, when I didn't feel safe as a woman walking and you did. I don't want, there's so much that comes into the political beliefs under that umbrella, not just how you vote, but everything else that I can't, it's embarrassing when you realize, oh my God, the person I chose doesn't have a basic understanding of the things that I care about in terms of human rights and just justice, you know? So I don't take it lightly to say I'm going to date. If I say you're my partner, I'm saying I co-sign. Yes. I co-sign you.
Everything that you are and all your beliefs and how you show up for me and who you are.
And I used so hard
Do you remember I once said, like, are you looking for a love story or a life story?
Oh,
and how both have their value, right? How you can be in love and you can have sort of, a love story where you're not necessarily thinking about marriage, but you have something beautiful. You learn a lot about one another. I feel like you are very much in life story.
Yeah.
phase.
And there's this guy, I will say, spill the tea.
Ooh,
there's this one guy that I
come
did
on.
speak to last month.
Okay.
And it was just, you know, a serendipitous thing. It was just talking, and he's doing really great in the world. He's musical director, all of this stuff, like amazing guy. Immediately, within 2 days, I was like, okay, so how do you feel about church? But how do you feel about church and some of what it says in church, but how we live our life?
Yeah.
I struggle with this, and it doesn't feel like a simple black and white issue. And he was like, most people say, what's your favorite food? He said, but I love that we're diving into this. I was like, yeah, we've got to talk
100%.
about...
The sooner the better.
Yeah, I don't have time to pretend and be palatable. I think I'm at a stage where I'm no longer wanting to be palatable to anybody. I am who I am, and what I believe in is true. It's not for show. It's not for likes. It's not... I really believe that there's something wrong if a 13-year-old is pregnant by her dad. We need to discuss that. But someone saying that's up for debate, I have a problem with that. Yeah. I have a big problem with that, you know? So that's where I'm at. Does it make dating easy? Because the guy really does have to understand that there are some things that are just non-negotiables.
Yeah. But you know what? You only need one.
Exactly. That's the thing. So in 101 days, hit me up. I finish school, okay?
I feel like my subscribers are the best people to slide into your DM.
Perfect. Slide in there. Like, it's going to be lovely. But yeah, I definitely want someone I feel proud to date. I don't want to feel embarrassed. I don't want to feel shy, but like, oh yeah, but no, I want to show you loud and proud the same way I am about my friends. Yeah. Someone said to me, show me 3 of your friends, and I had to show Jade. I would literally be like, keep scrolling, get to... I wouldn't be like, not that one, not that picture. And I think that for anyone watching, actually, if you are wanting to date, I think that should be your bar. The way you feel about your bestest friends and how you want to brag about them, how proud you are of them. I would talk about Jade, Yara, Mal, Josh with such like, oh, I can't wait for you to meet them. If you don't have that same passion about your partner, we need to reevaluate.
Couldn't agree more. To kind of conclude this section about personal life and love life and how it intersects with your work and the chaos, do you think it's ever possible to truly have work-life balance?
No. And I don't think we really need to strive for it, to be honest with you. I think you have different seasons. Like right now, this season is very much school. If you leave this episode and you don't know that I'm in school, I don't know what to tell you. But it's come across in everything I'm saying.
Are you wearing a Harvard shirt? Did you go to Harvard?
Maybe. And I walked in with my Oxford jacket on, and then my Harvard shirt, and then last
University
night...
of Bradford jeans.
Yeah, and last night I was wearing
earrings.
like my PhD hoodie. Like, I'm very much about my schools, okay? And I feel pride in my schools. So like, I'm going to wear them and rep them. And that's how you should feel about your partner. But
Amen.
Yeah, I'm like, if anybody is at home being embarrassed about their partner, you need to rethink that relationship.
But like, would I wear merch with their values on?
Yeah, or would I be
t-shirt?
worried in case on the train someone comes up to me as a woman? You don't need that, okay? But all that to say, I don't think you can have true work-life balance, because there are seasons, and right now my season is I'm on my way to becoming a doctor of education.
Come on.
I want to dissertate. I'm writing, I'm researching, I'm at school. Like, this is the era that I'm in. When that ends, I'm going to rest. Trust me, I have 2 months blocked out. I'm resting, I'm traveling, I'm relaxing. But for now, I am in double down and lock in season. And that's okay. Should it be forever? No. That's where I draw a line. I'm like, you cannot live in this state forever. You need to have moments where your nephews and nieces are like, you know what? When you're leaving, I trust it, because when you are back, you're back. You're truly present. You're truly here. But when you're gone, we understand why.
And they feel safe in your relationship, right? And they can relax, and they don't have to worry that like, oh, I'm just going to love having Vee around, and then all of a sudden she's gone again.
You can't be completely in balance to the point that you're just consistently absent. Like, I think you trust when I'm gone, because when I'm back, the friendship is solid. It doesn't feel like any time has passed, because I've shown that I am a good friend and I can be there. And this is just a season I'm in. Versus that's you all the time. We can't even have you. So do I think you can have perfect balance of, I wake up, I go to work, I come home, I'm truly a family person? No.
I'm an amazing friend. I'm an amazing partner. I look after my health. I get my 15,000 steps.
No, it's impossible. I see it as how you would be if you were training for a marathon. It's a season. You're eating clean. You're going outside doing 10, 15 kilometers. Everyone will leave you to it. It's 3 months, 6 months. We get it. You're running the 2026 marathon in New York. Now, if every day you run 20 to 15 kilometers, we're all going to worry because that's not healthy. It's not sustainable. It can't be good for you and your knees in the long run. This cannot be a good thing. But for that 6 months, everyone leaves you to it. So that's how I think you should see moments of your life. Like, is this going to be constant or not? Is this a project for the next year or two? And then after that, I go to normality. Right now, I'm just aggressively saving. So guys, don't invite me out. Only see me for walks in the park. I'm saving for a house. But when you get that house and you're still doing that, we're all going to be like, are you even enjoying your money? What are you working? It's a concern, right? So I think that's how work-life balance should be, an ebb and flow. So, okay, now we have
around certain goals and seasons.
Yes. And there is times when you say, wow, everything feels a little mellow and stable, but it's okay that it goes up and down. But me as a queen of chaos and enjoying being on the go, I would never recommend someone to be in constant training season. What's the point? Yeah. You need to live. You need to slow down, live, and touch the grass.
Oh, I love that. What advice would you give to someone who is living a chaotic life to maybe embrace that chaos more?
Yeah, it depends. Like I said, I'd have to really know why.
Yeah.
Is it because you actually have bad time management? Is it that you actually have not assessed or taken into account what you said yes to? Or is it because it just is the blip of the season? You're in a master's degree, or you're just finishing undergrad, or maybe you really wanted to do both internships and it's only for the summer. So, I'd have to know. Because for me, if it is that you've got poor time management, we've got to address that. Yeah. We've got to address that. If you are, like today, if this is my every single day, that no matter where I'm going, what I'm doing, I'm always going to be like, girlie, we need to do you know how to use the train app? What is it? Because sometimes it could be something at the core that we just think you're chaotic, but actually you just don't know how to read the train app properly. And it's an easy fix and now you're on time. So I would actually do a life audit. I like to do these. Where am I falling short and why? It's okay that you're falling short, that happens, but understand the why so you can fix it. If we were meeting up every week here on this couch and every time, at some point you're gonna have to say, is it your alarm clock? Is it on the, because that's concerning to me. But if it's a one-off or it's a thing that you're in, it's a season, you have to have grace. I always say, give yourself some grace because life does happen. Please understand the why of everything. I'm a big believer in that. Like, are you not reading enough because you have no time? Are you going to bed late? Are you always tired? Because you can always find the root of the problem. So I encourage you to live the life you want. And if go, and being booked, busy, chaotic, whatever, a little bit, it's you, great. But if you're there crying, every train station, you're late, every single, no, I don't co-sign that.
And maybe finally, when is the sacrifice worth it?
Whoa.
How do you know that the chaos is worth it?
I think if you've mapped it out and you know what the end goal is and you know that this is going to serve you, it's going to make your work 10 times better, it's going to make you show up as a better friend, partner, because you feel fulfilled, worth it. But if you're just sailing through because your job told you to take this extra qualification, but you don't even know what it means or what it's for, or you're just doing it to please your family, nah. I just don't believe in that at all. Whereas for me and my PhD, I chose it for a reason. I knew that I want to be in the work of understanding girls' education, being able to go back to Zimbabwe, my country of birth. And if I want to build a school and academy, I want to work with the ministry, whatever I want to do, I knew I wanted to walk in there feeling my most confident, feeling like an expert, feeling like I had dedicated myself to reading and learning. And that PhD was going to give me that. Even when I got that honorary, there wasn't a doubt in my mind of whether or not I'd finish. Was I tempted to call it a day? Yeah, I'm human.
She was.
But when I woke up the next day, I had to remember my why. Why was I in this degree in the first place? It wasn't to be called a doctor. No, it wasn't. It was to learn. Because there are other ways I could have gone to be called that without having to do 3 years of missing Spider-Man themed birthday party. However, I said I'm staying because I wanted to learn. So if you don't have your why and it's not driving you and you don't know the end goal, then the sacrifice is not worth it. Absolutely not. You need to get to the end and feel like, I missed all of those birthdays. I missed all of those auntie dates. However, I can look you in the eye when you're 18 and tell you why and show you why. Even if you failed along the way, even if I don't pass my PhD or I failed, at least I tried and there was a real purpose behind it. If you're just sailing through and life is happening to you, not by you, that's when my heart is broken to the max. So yeah, sacrifice is worth it if you know your why.
Thank you, Vee. You're so Isn't she just amazing? Isn't she so wise?
I'm so happy to be here. And I think I really like this podcast because most people go through life always wanting to get to the end of it. Some people are really not living it. They're just like walking through thinking, when it gets to the end, that's when I can relax. That's when I can be myself or exist or whatever. But I like podcasts like this because it reminds you to pause. Yeah. And especially this element of casual magic. I think sometimes we're just looking for the biggest awards, the biggest, shiniest things, the biggest this and that. But you forget even walking outside, even going to the beach, even if a random cat jumps through your window, you know, and you get to just spend some time with it. That's casual magic. That's you getting to be here and be present. And I always ask myself, am I here in the midst of everything, even on the red carpets? The other day, I will say this. I was at an event.
Come on.
With this really beautiful man.
Oh.
Michael B. Jordan. Oh, stunning.
What gala?
No, another one.
This?
The other day, like 2 days ago. And we were at this dinner and I was just like, you're so stunning. But in that moment, I got to stop and enjoy it and think, wow, I'm at this dinner, you're there. And if you don't stop and take in some of those moments that you can call your casual magic, I think we're doing it wrong. It's okay for there to be chaos. It's okay for there to be some boring moments. It's okay for life to ebb and flow. But I think waking up with some sense of gratitude and really counting, I got to wake up again. Like, not everyone gets to wake up, you know.
So true.
So many
Tomorrow is
people today,
not promised.
No, not at all. So many people are attending funerals. So many people are saying goodbye to their loved ones. Like, life happens like that. So the fact
life is today. No, like, life is right now.
This is the only guarantee we have. And I think sometimes when people may look at you or me, because we really do think like that, they might be like, nah, they're just saying that.
Yes.
I really think it. Like, this is the only guarantee is you can pinch yourself right now. You can have a glass of water and you're here. That's tomorrow. We literally have no idea what can happen. The pandemic taught us that. So I like this podcast because it teaches you to embrace the casual magic. Wake up and say, wow, I'm making a cup of tea. Like, I'm making myself, I chose what tea bag to put in here and I'm drinking it, I'm relaxing, I'm journaling, I'm present with my thoughts.
Water from the tap, not promised.
Yes.
The final ritual of every podcast episode is that I want to ask you what a moment of casual magic in your week was. And it's a kind of moment for you to reflect on small moments that brought you joy this week. And I would love if you could reflect on those with us.
Oh, I really like that. I think for me, I've always wanted to live in London. London is just the city that I think it has everything that I need and it never gets old to me. I just feel the novelty will never wear off. So I was just at the tube station and I was like, I'm in London. Like, I'm waiting for the tube. I've got my coffee in my hand. Music was playing. I was bopping around and I was like, I'm right where I want to be, doing exactly what I want to be doing. And I just felt so lucky. I just felt so incredibly lucky. And I just hope other people feel that too. Because that's my beautiful. God, life is short. You better live it.
Yeah. God. Amen. Mic drop to that. We love to end every episode with some journal prompts so that everyone listening can reflect on the themes of today even more.
I was just about to tell them to go journal.
Really?
I feel like I'm a co-host.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like
Do you know what? Do you want to read the journal prompts?
Yeah, I'll read it out.
Okay. Can you tell everyone to like grab a notebook, grab their notes app, whatever they want to do?
Okay, everybody. So we're at the end of our episode, and you know how we get down here at the Casual Magic Podcast. So make sure you grab your notepad and pen, or your journal, or maybe you journal on your phone, whatever version of this that you do. So we're gonna reflect right now together. You can obviously pause if you want to, but we could do it together. I want to ask you, what does chaos look and feel like in your life right now? And can you notice it without judging it? I think a lot of us, we noticed on today, we see chaos in different light, and you might be judging yourself, not having it all together. You feel like, you're falling apart, but can you just name it? So that's prompt number 1. What does chaos look and feel like in my life right now? And can I notice it without judging it? Next, how has chaos energized me? How has it made me feel alive, inspired, or connected? And if you're doing that bullet point, you're very much in my arena. I love a bit of chaos. The next one is, how might I find small moments of stillness within the movement instead of waiting for it to stop? This is so aligned to everything we've been talking about today. I love it. Then the last one is, what boundaries or routines help me stay open to good chaos while protecting my sense of calm? I really like that one. Oof. That was powerful. What boundaries or routines help me stay open to good chaos while protecting my sense of calm? Yes, make sure you write those down and do your reflections. And
homework from Dr. Vee.
Homework, and do comment anything below that you feel comfortable to share, because I will be in those comments with you.
Vee, you smashed that. Do you want to be a co-host?
I mean,
are you like permanently in the UK now? Because we could make this a thing.
I mean, guys, I do love chatting, and I do love reflecting on things. And sometimes we're too hard on ourselves, and chaos, time management, stress, boundaries, friends. Those are things right up my street. And you could talk about that every week, I'm sure. So I'm happy to be here, and thanks for having me. Do let me know if you enjoyed it, if you want me back or anything like that. And
if you want part 2, let us know in the comments.
And I'll talk to the peoples and see if I can
we'll
get back.
Way back in.
Or when she's sleeping, I'll be like, guys, is everything on? Can you hear me? And then we just do our own episode.
You're just hitting up the team. Like,
yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for being here with us. I feel like we're really in conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're in conversation with everyone listening too.
Of course.
It just feels like an honor being able to host incredible guests like Vee, and that wouldn't be possible without all of your support. Every single like, every comment, hitting that subscribe or the follow button on Spotify and YouTube genuinely makes such a difference. And yeah, I feel so lucky to be in this cozy little corner of the internet with you guys. Like, genuinely, you guys give me hope in humanity. Like, you just, I don't know, the warmth that you bring to the comment section, the way that you're replying to each other is always so special. And if no one has told you today, I just want to remind you that you are enough, exactly as you are, no matter how chaotic your life feels, whether you know your purpose in life yet or not. Even if you're still on the path to figuring out that why, you are still enough right now. And we love you, we're grateful for you. Stay tuned.
And stay magical.
Yay!